Oscar Pistorius was born in Johannesburg, South Africa, in 1986. From birth, he faced a huge challenge, a condition that affected the development of his legs, which were amputated when he was just 11 months old. His parents were told he might never walk, but Oscar proved everyone wrong. With prosthetic legs, he learned not only to walk, but to run, play, and compete like any other child. His mother, Sheila, was a source of strength and always told him to never see himself as different. That message became the foundation of his character. As a boy, Oscar played rugby, tennis, and water polo. He was often underestimated, but instead of giving up, he trained harder. At school, he faced doubts and bullying, but he answered with determination. Running became his passion. By his teenage years, he discovered that with blades designed for sprinting, he could not only compete, but win. In 2004, at only 17, Pistorius won gold at the Paralympic Games in Athens. His speed and charisma caught the attention of the world. They called him the Blade Runner, but Oscar wanted more. He dreamed of competing with able-bodied athletes at the highest level. After long debates about whether his blades gave him an advantage, the Court of Arbitration for Sport finally cleared him. In 2012, he ran in the London Olympics. Millions watched as he became the first double-leg amputee to compete in the Olympics. For many, his story was proof that limits exist only in the mind. Fame turned him into an international star. Sponsorships, magazine covers, and awards made him one of the most admired athletes of his time. In South Africa, he was a national hero. His story inspired children with disabilities worldwide. In 2012, Oscar began dating Riva Steenkamp. Riva was more than a model. She had studied law, appeared on television, and was known for her intelligence and kindness. She campaigned for women's rights and spoke about building confidence and equality. Friends described her as vibrant and compassionate, someone who wanted to use her platform to inspire others. Together, Oscar and Riva became one of South Africa's most glamorous couples. But behind the spotlight, Oscar's life was not always stable. He had a strong fear of crime, common in South Africa, and kept security measures at home. People close to him described him as both passionate and impulsive. On February 14, 2013, in the early hours of Valentine's Day, an incident at Pistorius' home in Pretoria ended in tragedy. Riva Steenkamp lost her life. Oscar admitted responsibility, but claimed he had mistaken her for an intruder. The news spread instantly. How could one of the world's most inspiring athletes be at the center of such devastation? The trial became one of the most followed in modern history. Broadcast live, it was watched not only in South Africa but across the globe. Prosecutors argued that Oscar acted intentionally after an argument, while the defense insisted it was a tragic mistake. The courtroom became a stage where the world saw two versions of the same night. For months, journalists reported every detail. In 2014, Pistorius was convicted of culpable homicide, but after appeals, the conviction was increased to murder. His sentence extended to years in prison, marking the fall of a global icon. He went from celebrated hero to disgraced athlete in the eyes of many. For South Africa, the case raised painful questions. The country already lived with high levels of violence, and the image of a woman losing her life in her own partner's home highlighted deep issues of gender violence and trust. Around the world, fans who once admired Oscar felt shock and disappointment. Brands withdrew sponsorships, and stadiums that once cheered his name fell silent. Riva's family became central in this story. Her parents, June and Barry Steenkamp, spoke publicly about their grief. They reminded everyone that Riva was not just part of a famous case. She was a daughter, a sister, and a young woman with dreams. They honored her memory by sharing her kindness and calling for respect for all women. Oscar Pistorius' story is a mix of triumph and tragedy. His rise showed the world that physical barriers can be overcome with determination. His fall showed how personal choices can destroy not only a career but also the life of someone loved. The reflection is powerful. Heroes can fail, and success does not erase responsibility. Remembering this case is not just about the downfall of an athlete, but about honoring Riva Steenkamp. Her life reminds us of the importance of respect, empathy, and accountability. Oscar's journey will always be remembered for both his extraordinary achievements on the track and the devastating night that changed everything. His story carries inspiration but also warning. True greatness is not only about breaking records, but about protecting and valuing the people closest to us. We summarize real crime stories in just a few minutes. If this video moved you, subscribe and share this channel.